Hey, what's up guys? It's Keita. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. On this video, I'm going to be talking to you about menu planning, meal planning, recipe planning, all of that good stuff. You guys know that's my favorite part of planning. And I actually was able to plan my whole month of meals, which is something I really want to implement for 2019. And I'm super excited to share it with you guys. So if you're new here on my channel, I hope that you'll consider subscribing and also giving me a thumbs up on this video if you enjoy it. So without further ado, let's jump right in and I'll show you guys how I planned a whole month of meals. If you want to see that, make sure to stick around. All right, guys, so this is Healthy Hero, a friend of mine, Tarshell B. She's here on YouTube. She's amazing. She sent me this planner and I am super excited to use it more in 2019. I did start using it already. It is a 2019 planner, but I had to redate some months and things. And so now I don't have to do that because we are back on par. And so I'm excited to start really digging deep into this planner for January. So I already got started. So I'm going to open it up and show you what I did. I actually went ahead and planned my whole month of meals, and I had been wanting to do that for some time, but I just hadn't had a chance to do it, and I didn't take the time to sit down and really do it. So I finally did, and I feel so good about it, y'all. So I planned out a whole entire month of keto meals. So every single day that I am cooking for the month of January is going to be keto based. And so I'm going to be adding different things for my family because they are not going to be full keto. So wherever I can add a carb or, something that they can have that can make the meal more enjoyable for them, then I'll do that. And so I pretty much have it broken down really well here. And so what I did to start is that I purchased a couple of cookbooks. And so I'll show those to you in a moment, but I went ahead and just purchased some cookbooks on Amazon. And I also do use Pinterest a lot, but I find that sometimes sifting through things on Pinterest is a little bit challenging in terms of the keto recipes. Sometimes you've got to go to outside blogs and it's just a little bit confusing sometimes. So I do have a Pinterest board if you're interested. It's called Keto Life. If you are following keto and you want some awesome recipes that have pretty much been tested by me and my family, then make sure to head on over to my Pinterest and grab or follow that board if you think it could benefit you. And so that's what I do first. So I actually sit down with my tablet or my phone. In this case, I'll pull my phone up and I'll just show you really quickly that board as well. And so that's where it starts for me. So I'll have my pen and paper, and I don't have that here available, but I'll just grab a piece of like a half sheet or something like that, and then I'll sit down here. I'll have my planner up there, I have my paper down here so that I can write, and I'll just plan out what meals I think would benefit us. So between my Pinterest board, which again, I'm going to show that to you because I've got lots of yummy keto recipes. So it's keto lifestyle, and within this board, some of this stuff I have tried, a lot of this stuff I've tried, some of the stuff I haven't tried, and it may be on here as well, because when I do find the recipe in Pinterest and I find the website that it's on, then I will pin it onto this board. And so that way when I'm actually ready to make that meal, then I can go to this board and find it. And also what I'll do if I actually use the cookbook that I'm going to show you soon is I'll put the page number. And going forward, when I do this for February, I'm going to make sure I put the book that it's in, because I did pick up 3 books and I want to make sure that I know what page it's in and what book it's in as well. And so I think that can help me. If I did find the recipe on Pinterest or a website, then I'll write the website in there. So hopefully you guys can see that. Maybe I'll zoom you in a little bit closer so you can see more detail. And so it really helps to have the recipe, either the page number and the book that it comes from, or the website, so that way you can easily get to it when you get ready to plan it out. Now, some of these recipes, I do take it a step further. You guys know I love a meal and recipe planning. I'll go into my recipe keeper and I'll actually write the recipe out, especially if I'm feeling really creative. Sometimes I'll do that because I don't want to write out every single recipe, especially if I have it digitally. But sometimes if it's a family favorite or if we really enjoyed it, then I'll pull out my recipe keeper and I'll write it in the recipe keeper. And then what I'll do is I'll stick it in my recipe section, which is in my main section of my transformed planner. You guys know I'm doing transformer planner for 2019, and so I do have a meal planner section in here with some recipes to try. And then also I like to keep the recipe pages in here as well, which I don't have them in here. A lot of times I'll have blank ones in here so I can pull them easily, and I'll start planning them out, and I'll keep them in here as a part of the recipe or meal planning for that week. I can easily pull them out and look at them and refer to them when I get ready to cook. So that's typically how I do things. And so I like to have everything in my planner so that it's easily accessible. I can look at it whenever I want to on the fly, whether I'm home, whether I'm out. I'll have it with me at all times. So again, I like to stuff some empty recipe cards back there, and I'll just plan for those if I'm feeling extra motivated to be creative, because I do think that that is a part of my creative process and what I like to do creatively as well. Sometimes you don't always have to write out a recipe, but I like writing it out because I feel like it allows me to be creative as well. So it serves multiple purposes, and so I like having those back there. And also, like I said earlier, if I like to write out a family favorite, if there's something we really enjoyed, I like to have that in the recipe card, because you guys know in my recipe keeper, I am planning on handing this down to my daughter, Addison. I know I mentioned that a lot on my channel, but I try to fill these with lots of recipes that we've enjoyed over the years, that she's enjoyed over the years. And so that way, when she starts a family of her own, or when she becomes an adult, I can just give this to her, and she'll know where to start in terms of cooking and what she can prepare for her family and what we have enjoyed as a family. She can share these with her family. And so, I like recipe planning. I just love it. And so this is my full-on recipe keeper. You guys have seen this a whole bunch of times. I've done several flip throughs on my channel. This thing is pretty stuffed. Some of the recipes in here have not fully been planned for. I may have started the process and then I got lazy and didn't do it. And so so you'll see that throughout. But most of the cards have a photo and they have the actual recipe planned out on them. I'm pretty good about that. And so what I'll do again is, let's say I'm making sausage and pepper skillet. I'll pull this out, this actual whole page out, and I'll put it in that section that I showed you earlier in my planner, and that way I'll have it there when I'm ready to cook. And then also, like I said earlier, I like to have some blank pages in there, so that way I can write them in, as the week goes along, and I'll have the page in there already. So I was gonna just grab some pages so I can stick them in there really quickly, because I did notice I didn't have any in there. So I like to just keep them in there. And then if I'm sitting down in my bed or laying in my bed or just kind of vegging out, then I can say, hey, why not recipe plan today? And so that's why it's so helpful to already have the pages in there. And then I do also have lots of pages in my recipe keeper, or I have lots of photos in my recipe keeper that need to be planned for. So all of these need to be planned for. I may or may not have cooked them. They may or may not be on the schedule for this month. I'm not quite sure, but these need to be planned for. I saw the picture on Pinterest and I enjoyed it, or I don't like to waste photo paper. And so when I'm going into my app to print out a photo, if I only really have 3 recipes to cook for that week, I like to have the 4th so I can maximize the space on the paper. So I'll go ahead and find another recipe that I want to probably make in the future, and I'll just go ahead and print that photo out, just so I'm not wasting that photo paper. I do use a Canon selfie for printing out my photos. I love to have a photo on each recipe card because I am a very visual person and I just love seeing the photo. It makes me want to cook it even more. And so that is my meal planning section. There's not much to it. So let's get back to the monthly, just so I can talk you through that even more. There we go. All right, perfect. So this is going to be very helpful for me because I have everything broken down. You guys know I only cook 3 times a week. So I cook on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Every other day is leftover days. And then Sunday is do what you got to do day. Like mommy is not cooking that day. Okay, so get your life. And so this has been helpful for our family. This is how we've been doing it for a while now. And it's just working for us. So if you notice here on the sidebar, because this is a fitness planner, so I still do want to have fitness related things in here. And so I have a little note to go to the gym at least 3 times a week. I am going to be writing in the classes that I want to take Monday through Sunday. My budget for the week for groceries is typically $400. So we try to stay within there. So I need that reminder. And then I also like to have something encouraging here at the bottom. And that just says eat together as a family every night, which we do pretty well about. And so I just like to have that down there as a reminder. So some of the highlights are some of the recipes that I'm really looking forward to this month. I'm looking forward to the Southern style sausage gumbo, which is, again, all of this stuff is keto. I'm really looking forward to that. I love a good gumbo recipe. I'll probably write that down on a recipe card. I'm also looking forward to the egg roll in a bowl. I am very, very big on any type of Asian, Chinese food, anything like that, my family loves, and I love a good egg roll. So it's not, of course, a traditional egg roll. It is in a bowl. So I'm super excited to see how that's going to turn out as well. I also tried to put the carb amount there because I'm trying to stay under 20 carbs a day, which is very challenging, y'all. And so I try to put the carbs there so that way I know when I'm planning for my other meals, because of course I did not factor breakfast or lunch into this plan. This is only dinner. I want to know how many carbs I have left over or what I'm working with for that day. So I tried to do that in some places throughout this spread, but I didn't do it as a whole because I just would forget. And so hopefully for February, I'll be more diligent with that. And then I'm also going to be using the MyFitnessPal app. So hopefully that will help me track the carbs as well. And so, yeah, so that'll be, I think everything should work out. I also listed my grocery shopping days. So it's typically on Mondays. I didn't put it here because that is really in December. So that was factored on December in terms of what I need to pick up for the first week of January. That'll be done next week. And so I tried to put that here so that way I'll know and can remind myself to go ahead and order my groceries online. So how I typically do that is I just create a grocery list. You guys have seen how I do that before in my classic size happy planner. I typically have another half sheet, which I'll show you really quickly, within my weekly, and that tells me what we are having for dinner. So I still pop this in, so I'll pull all of that from here, whatever week we're on, and then I'll still do my hash sheet and I'll write it in, and then on the back is my grocery list. Typically, I don't know what happened this week. Same thing for this week. This is what we're having for the week, and then I also do my grocery list on the back. Again, typically, not sure why I didn't do that. I think sometimes what I do is I'll just go through my Pinterest boards or my recipe cards, and I'll just go to the Walmart or Kroger grocery app, and I'll just type it in from there. Sometimes I don't do it twice because it really is doing it twice. It depends on when I actually sit down to do my grocery shopping. If I'm just creating this, then I'll go ahead and do the groceries on the back. But if I'm trying to do everything all in one swoop, all in one day, then I may forego this part, which is writing the grocery list on. I may forego that part of the process just because there's no need to. I'm just going to pull it directly from online and put it right into the Kroger or the Walmart grocery app. So that's typically how I do it. And so that's what I do. So I pull a half sheet and then I put that in my planner, get my grocery list going for the week. That's how I do my grocery shopping. So I like to have that little note there to remind myself. And then I do have my LA Fitness payment on here, which typically goes in my budget planner, but I just wanted to put it on here because this is a fitness planner. And then also I put a little note here on Saturdays that I want to make sure that I get up early in the morning to make breakfast for the family, because I feel like I don't always do that. I do it a lot, but I want to do it like every Saturday. They know I'm going to get up and make breakfast for them. And right now it would just be like maybe every other Saturday, because I have to get up extra early because my ministry is on Saturday and that is at 10 o'clock. And so I have to be ready for that. And so sometimes it will require me to get up super extra early, and that just takes a lot of effort. But I want to start doing that either on Saturday or on Sunday. And Sunday would have to be extra early as well because my religious meeting has been changed from 12:30 in the afternoon to 10, starting at the beginning of the year. And so that may be a challenge as well. But either way, if I put it in my head and I put it out there and I put it on paper, it's more likely that it'll happen. So I also have a note here to check my pantry every Sunday to see what I have, because some of these items here that I'm going to make for dinner, I may already have the ingredients to. So I don't want to make my list without checking my pantry. So I think that's important to check your pantry or your refrigerator just to see what you have on hand, and then you can plan accordingly. So I have a little note there as well. And so I think that's pretty much how I have it all planned out. And so I'm excited about this whole thing, guys. I think this is going to be really beneficial because sometimes it takes a lot of time for me to sit down every Sunday to figure out what we're having for that week, every week. And so this is going to save me a lot of time and energy because it's already done. So again, we're doing full keto, the whole family. And so I'm excited to try some of these recipes. I mentioned the southern gumbo and the egg roll in the bowl. I have also tried the jalapeno popper chicken. That's really good. I'm looking forward also to trying the keto cracked chicken. I know that sounds funny, but I saw that that is like a super huge popular recipe. Have you guys tried it? Leave me a comment below and let me know if you're on keto. Have you tried the keto cracked chicken? Because I heard it's like life-changing. So I'm excited to try that as well. And keto tacos, anything Mexican or Spanish, I love food. So excited to try that as well. I'm also going to be doing a southern night, so I'm going to do some keto collard greens, some turkey legs, some keto mac and cheese. Y'all, this month is going to be awesome. So stay tuned for lots of cook with me videos. I'm planning on doing that as well. And so you guys seem to really enjoy those, and I haven't really been doing them that much on my channel recently. So I'm really excited to get back into it. I also did put a place here for me to write in my starting weight. You guys know I did start in November on keto, but I fell off the bandwagon a little bit, so I'm getting back on starting January 1st. Well, I'm back on now technically, but I'm really going to take it serious. Like I'm all in. January 1st. I hate starting new things at the beginning of the year because really no year is different from the next. Like a new year is not going to change your habits. And so that's why I decided to start in November as opposed to waiting till the 1st. But I think that, just having that date in mind, and I'm hoping, a switch will flip on and it'll say, okay, girl, get your life together. But I am still doing it up until then. It's just that some days I might have a cheat day. I know, it's horrible. So I have that there so I can put my starting weight. And then this is also going to be for me to track my monthly steps, because I know it seems, I don't know, I don't feel like it seems odd to have the menu planner here in the fitness planner, but just remember that this is a fitness planner. So we do have our weeks here to plan for as well. And so on the weeks, I'm going to be breaking everything down even further. So I'm still going to be tracking my weekly as well. But I love having it here on the month because I can just quickly refer to this and say, okay, this is what we're having for this week. I can pull my half sheet out. I can write that on my half sheet, start my grocery list, and then I'm off and running. So hopefully you guys will follow the Pinterest board if you're interested in more keto recipes, because I'm constantly adding here. And I just feel like it's easier to just find someone's board and follow it as opposed to trying to create your own board. And then you can even pull things off of my board and put it in your board if you have a keto board. That's the beautiful thing about Pinterest. So I would definitely say follow this board and let's do it together, y'all. I do have a encouragement group on Instagram, and we haven't been really into it that much. We are all in it, but we don't really check in as much as I thought we would because everybody's life, everybody's so busy and everything, which is understandable. So maybe I can inspire them to really get back, start the conversation back again in that group. So that's what the plan is, y'all. I know things just come up and it's hard. Life is hard. So that is my keto board. So check that out if you're interested. And then these are the books that I recently purchased on Amazon. And so I love all three of them for different reasons, but there are some things that I don't like about them. The first and foremost is that most of them don't have photos. So if you are a photo person, then these books may not work for you, but they are relatively inexpensive, which is something I love about it. And it does have some photos in there, so that helps. This is a 21-day ketogenic weight loss challenge. So I did pull some recipes from all three of the books I just showed you. I'm going to do a 21-day challenge, but I don't feel like it's necessary for me to take every single recipe out of here for that challenge. As long as I stay on keto, I think I'm fine. And then this one also has some trackers and things. And every single book that I have gives you a breakdown of keto. And so that's helpful as well. So it kind of breaks down like what is keto, how to do keto, how to track your macros and all that stuff. It gives you food guides, and then it also gives you like a journaling part of it. And it also talks about intermittent fasting. So I'm going to be doing that as well. And my time is going to be, I think, from 12 to 7. So that should be helpful as well to skyrocket that or to increase your weight loss. So I just wanted to show you really quickly the tracker they have in here. So they have like a whole section here where you can have your personalized weight loss plan. So hopefully you guys can see that. And so that'll give you like a weight measurement chart, and then your weekly wellness tracker template. So it shows you like how you should be writing things in. So this is kind of going to be my template here that I'm going to write in my actual fitness planner. So I'm going to track it kind of how they track it, but I'm going to write it in the different spots here. So stay tuned for a spread for that, because I think this is perfect here, how they have it tracked out, but I just don't want to use this book for that. But this is a cool starting point, and I think this is awesome. And then it also gives you a week 1 shopping list if you want to do this as is. But again, I'm not going to be doing it as is. I'm just going to be pulling different recipes out of it. So this is how the blank template looks. So this is pretty cool, guys. So I would definitely recommend getting this book. I'll put all 3 links in the description box below. Again, some of the pages have the picture, and I think it's just the subject. So if it's like, you know, this is poultry, so it's going to give you a photo there, and I think that's how it's pretty organized. Otherwise, each individual recipe doesn't have a photo. See, yeah, that's how it's laid out. It also gives you the total calories, fat, protein, carbs, and I find that in some of these books the carb count is a little bit high, so I'm not sure why that is. This one seems reasonable for some of the recipes, but there was one book I was looking in that I have that had a very high carb count, and I just didn't understand that, because again, I'm trying to stay under 20 grams of carbs. So that was just, I was like, we can't do too many recipes out of this book. So that's book number 1. I did also get a keto instant pot cookbook, because I love my instant pot that I recently received, or I recently purchased. So I got one that has 5 ingredient keto diet instant crock pot meals, or instant pot meals, and then this one has a 500 instant pot recipe cookbook. So I got both of these, and I think it was maybe this one that had the high carb count. And again, all of them tell you how to do keto as well. Yeah, see, this one's like, that's like 27.8 carbs, and that's just a breakfast meal. I don't know, y'all. I don't think that I would do this meal. I don't know how it works out. Maybe, and look, it's only like 5 ingredients, hence the name, 5 ingredients. And so I'm not sure why the carb count is so high. I don't know. Does that matter, y'all? Somebody chime in and help me out, because some of this stuff has a lot of carbs, like 19 grams of carbs. If I'm staying at 20 grams of carbs, then I can't have some of these meals. So I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it incorrectly. And then I have this last book, and again, no photos. But I don't think it's really necessary, to be honest with you, especially at the price point. I think some of these books are like $3, $5, $7. I mean, I think I spent less than $20 on all 3 books. So I don't really necessarily need a photo. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll say, okay, you know, this, whatever recipe I find, like this looks really good. Let me go on Pinterest and see if somebody has this recipe, and they've done this recipe, and they have blogged about it, and they have a photo, and they have, you know, because again, if I like the recipe, I may plan it out on my recipe card, and I love to have a photo for that. And so I may just do a quick search just to see if there's already a recipe out there, and I'll see what they say about the recipe, if they like the recipe, and then I'll also do my recipe card if I want. So I might do that from time to time as well. So this also breaks down the carbs and everything. And again, if you're trying to stay under 20 grams of carbs, which I think is supposed to be what you're really supposed to try to focus on, like what, under 20, under 25? Y'all help me out. I'm still learning. And so I don't know, I just feel like some of these recipes I can't stay in ketosis with. So yeah, but anyways, love these cookbooks so far. Love my instant pot, so I definitely wanted to grab some cookbooks for the instant pot. And then this is just a keto weight loss challenge cookbook with lots of recipes and a journal and all that good stuff. So I'm excited, y'all. I feel good about 2019. I really do. I mean, I feel good about 2018 because we still have a few more days left, but I feel like I'm ready to go, and I know what I'm planning in 2019. I've got my planner set up, my planner lineup. I know that part of it. I know which planners I'm using. I know kind of how I'm going to organize things within the sections of my planner. I don't know, I just feel really good about my setup for this year. And I think that's because I'm just, a little more seasoned now. I've been planning for some time now, so I kind of know my style. So that's the video, guys. I just really wanted to quickly come on and show you guys how I planned all of my meals for 2019 for the whole month of January. And we'll be doing this for February as well. So make sure to comment below. Let me know if you like these types of videos. Should I continue to do these types of videos? Are they helpful to you? Make sure to comment below and let me know what you think. You guys know I always love your input. It really helps me more than you know to see see which direction I want to go in, and future videos I can plan for that will benefit you and me. So that's the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got a little bit of inspiration out of it. Make sure to check the description box below for a link to these books if you want to pick them up. I will also put my Pinterest board down below if you're interested in that. Then also don't forget about the giveaway we're doing. We still have like 5 more days, y'all. Even though we have like almost 1,000 entries, you guys are awesome. I mean, really, it's amazing. And so I'm super excited to see who wins and what type of channel they cultivate, if they already have one, or they start in 2019. Like, I'm beyond excited for that. So make sure to enter. Make sure you have, if you have any questions, you let me know. You remember you have to go through that Gleam link, which I'll put below here as well, in order to enter officially. And then you have to do those things that Gleam indicates you have to do to enter and increase your odds of winning. So thank you guys so much. I am nearing the final videos for 2018 and ramping up for 2019. So hopefully you guys are still with me. You will continue to support me on this awesome journey I'm on. I mean, it has truly been amazing, and I love you guys all, and I really appreciate you stopping in to catch another video. And I hope that you guys will join me for another video, in which case I'll see you then.